All right, this is video 8.2. Remember yesterday I talked about how the percentage is really just a ratio between number and 100. So given that, we can do cross products if we set up equivalent ratios given the information that we have. So if we were trying to find the percent one number is of another, this would be the formula that you would always set it up in. You want your percentage over your 100 because those are related, they're going to go together. And then your part and your whole is an equivalent fraction, equivalent ratio. The part is always going to be the small number, and your whole is going to be your large number whenever you're setting it up. Here's what I mean. What percent of 162 is 90? So when we set this up, percent is what we're looking for. The 100 is always going to be on the bottom, so we're looking for percent. Our 100 goes on the bottom. Of 162 is 90. Well, this is the big number, so it's going to be our whole, and this is going to be our part. So I'm going to put them equal to each other. My part goes on top, my whole goes on bottom. From here, you should be able to see what you should do. We're going to do cross products. So I've got this one. I've got 162x is equal to 90 times 100, which is 9,000. When you divide by 162, that's going to leave us with x is equal to 55.56%. Now, let's look at that and make sure it's reasonable. Should 90 be a little more than half of 162? Well, half of 162 would be about 81. And so 90 is a little more than 81, so that is a reasonable answer. Let's try this one. A domestic pig can run about 33 1/3% of the speed of a giraffe. A giraffe can run about 32 miles per hour. To the nearest tenth, how fast can a domestic pig run? Right, so we are looking, we've got our percent and our whole. We are given a percent, so we're going to go ahead and put that up there. I'm going to go ahead and change that third to a 0.3, put it over my 100. So the domestic pig can run a third of the speed of a giraffe. That of the giraffe tells me the giraffe is going to be the whole. So I'm going to put my 32 down here and the domestic pig up on top, because the domestic pig is the slower of the two, right? So it's going to be the smaller of the two. So I cross multiply, that gives me 100x is equal to 33.3 times 32. And I'm getting 1065.6. So then I'll divide by 100. That gives me 10 point, and it says to the nearest tenth. I have 10.65, so I'm going to round that up and say 10.7. Put in my units, miles per hour. That's going to be how fast the domestic pig can run. Which, when you're saying that it can run the third of a speed of a giraffe, it sounds like it's running actually a lot farther than it is. Though 10 miles in an hour, if he could run it for a whole hour and run 10 miles, that would be pretty impressive. Go ahead and click on the link and do the homework. We'll do lots of these when you get to class. Have a good night.